Hello ladies and gentlemen. I have recently been enjoying getting my inspiration for my makeup from unusual places like my zodiac. Colors of Cancer is kind of grey, baby blue, light blue type of deal, which I can kind of work with, which turned out to be a really fun video, and I want to do a few more videos like that. So today I'm going to have this interesting website pick my makeup for me. So it's called Color Cooler. I'm assuming this is the link to it down below. And what you do is you put in your username, which I have done, you press enter, and then it's going to generate a color palette based off of the colors found most frequently on your Instagram page. And my color is apparently dim gray, and it gives you 9 colors you can use. My beautiful little color palette looks like this. So those are the colors I'm going to work with today to create some fancy type of look. I don't know if I have all these colors, but I'll go looking for them. And considering how dark they are, it's going to be a dramatic type of look. I think it's all these dark colors because I love wearing earthy tones, and I obviously have dark hair. And I think even though I might have lighter backgrounds on my Instagram posts, I do generally have darker themed clothes on. But I'd like to think my personality is not dim gray. Because I want to do something dramatic today, I'm not going to talk to you while I'm doing it. I'm going to get into super focus mode, and then I'll voice over it afterwards to kind of explain to you what I'm doing. So I hope you enjoyed the sound of my voice echoing in this big room, and then I'll see you with the makeup. Also, I have cocoa, and life is fantastic. Hello and welcome to a voiceover. As per usual, I'm going to start by spraying some primer on my face and letting it dry before applying foundation. However, I'm not applying foundation all over my face, I'm just applying it around my eye area so I have a smooth base to start on. Today I'm actually going to start with my eye makeup before my foundation, so that's why I'm doing that. Then I'm picking up this mousse concealer that I haven't used in ages, and I'm applying it on my eyelids as a primer. After that, I'm setting everything to make sure I am ready to get started. After a cocoa break. The first color I'm starting with is this peachy color in my Pretty Incredible palette from Revolution Makeup, and I'm blending it into my crease with my fluffiest blending brush. I tried filming a different spot today with lights on instead of relying on daylight so I can film at night as well, and it ended up washing out the colors a bit unfortunately, so I do apologize for that. And the next color I'm going in with is this deep dark brown from my Born to Run palette from Urban Decay, and I'm going to apply it in my crease with a thinner blending brush. I'm going to apply this color in my crease and blend it out as equally in the inner part as in the outer part, because I want to spread this evenly in my crease so that later when I do a cut crease there'll be a brown edge all the way along it. And a cocoa break to get my thoughts together. I'm next picking up a grey color which I'm going to focus just in the outer part of my crease, and that's why I blended the brown all the way to the inner part of my crease as well, so that brown still peeks through even though I'm going to apply this darker color in the outer part. The idea is to blend the brown out further than the grey so that you can kind of see the grey, then the brown, then the peach. And then I'm picking up this paler color and blending it along the edges of all three to give it a smoother transition. And then I'm taking another cocoa break for my efforts. Using this stick concealer from Wet n Wild, I'm actually using an eyeliner brush and not a concealer brush because I enjoy the angle it has, and I'm picking up concealer to start forming a cut crease. I use the angle of this brush to follow my natural crease, and then when I'm 3/4 of the way out, I bring it down directly to create the shape you're seeing. And once I have that shape on and filled in, I pick up some setting powder to set the whole area. I know some people prefer putting the eyeshadow on the wet concealer, however I want to make sure the concealer on both eyes are equal before I add the eyeshadow, so I'm setting it to make sure it doesn't crease while I do that. Now with a clean and thinner eyeliner brush, I'm picking up a bit of a lighter brown than the one I used before, and I'm going to use it to clean up the edge of the cut crease to make sure it's sharp and exactly where I want it to be. This is pretty much like outlining your picture. I also used this to make it nice and sharp in the inner corners, and then I went in on the outside with a normal eyeshadow brush to make sure it blends nice into the other colors. And another cocoa break because cut creases are effort. And now I'm going in with this blue color because I spotted a single blue and it might be on the dimmer side, but gosh darn it, I'm going to use it. So I'm picking up 2 shimmery blues in the same color area and I'm applying it all over my lid, there where I applied the concealer. I'm mixing a more vibrant color with a more ashy color to get the tone as it is in the picture. And then I'm just using a grayer color to make sure the blue blends with the gray I have in the outer part of my crease. A cocoa break for contemplation. Next, I'm mixing a few colors to get the gross type of green color I have in my palette, but gosh darn it, if there's green, I'm going to use it. So I picked that up and applied it in the inner corners just a little bit, kind of just in the inner thirds, and blended that into the blue. It is kind of like a swampy type of green that I have to use, and it ended up working with the overall vibe of this look. And then the rest of my face makeup magically did itself. Moving right on to eyeliner, I'm going to drag it into my inner corners and then make a kind of small wing so that I don't attract the attention away from the dramatic eyeshadow. However, I tend to lean more towards small chunky wings in anyways. Moving on to my lower lash line, I'm again using my Born to Run palette, and I'm using a thin eyeshadow brush to apply that grey color right against my lower lash line, all the way into my inner corner. And then I blended out that dark grey a little bit with slow motions. Next, I went back to that dark brown I used at the beginning, and I'm applying it right against my lash line as well. This time not blending it out the way I did the grey, but going over it once or twice so the two colors do mesh together. In other words, do blend them together, but don't blend the brown beyond the grey. Now I'm going back to a peachy color and a nudie color and using that to blend all underneath my eyes, giving it that faded look. Now I'm taking a cocoa break to celebrate being done with the eyeshadow. And now moving on to lashes. As usual, I have to curl my lashes, so I'm making sure to get them to pop nice before I apply mascara. And the reason for this is I want you to be able to see my lashes over the eyeliner. I don't want them to disappear against the black right behind them, so I curl them so they're as visible as possible. Then I just went back with a little bit more grey. I didn't feel like it was showing enough, and I wanted to darken up the look and make it a bit more dramatic. So I took a thin yet fluffy brush and blended it out a bit more in my crease. And then just comparing it to the colors to make sure I've got the right tones going. Before darkening it up a bit more, this time with a blending brush. I'm using this silver highlighter and applying it in the inner corners of my eyelids to make it pop a bit, and I'm applying it on my cupid's bow and on my nose and under my brows and on my cheeks, in all your favorite highlighting areas to add that shimmer to my face. Also decided to add a bit to my lips to make it a bit metallic. And now to wrap it all up, I'm going to spray some setting spray and let it dry. And then this is the final result. Based on this, I ended up using about like 6 out of the 9 colors. I used those 3 at the bottom, and then the dark browns and grays. They kind of all blended together. I just darkened it up on the outer part of it so you can see them a bit more. But I feel the overall tone was a little blue-green because those are the lightest colors I could go for out of my selection. And in the end, it's not what I expected, but I'm not disappointed. It was a fun challenge to try and work with that, so if you're curious, feel free to click on the link. I'll put it down below for you guys so you can check it out and see what the color scheme is of your Instagram page. Mine was dim grey, but I'm going to hope to have a few brighter colors in my feed this year, so if I do this again next year, I'll have a brighter color palette to work with, or at least one that's not as brown and grey. But then that is it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Bye! Shoot, my nails were too long.
What happened?
My nails were too long to get into the thing I want to use.
Oh no.
Frick, what do I do now?